Welcome to InThisCornerTV.com, brought to you by Tecate Cerveza con Carácter. Welcome to InThisCornerTV.com, brought to you by Tecate Cerveza con Carácter. I'm Smitty with unbeaten James Kirkland. He takes on, let me see if I can get this guy's name right, Nobuhiro Ishida on April the 9th at the, can you say that? At the MGM Grand. First off, welcome.
Appreciate it, man.
Let's talk a little bit about the 2 years of incarceration, the last two. Were there times that you felt like this could be it for you? What went on inside your mind during those 2 years of inactivity?
First and most, I want to give thanks to God for the opportunity to be back in the ring and be able to do this once again. But at times, as far as me going to jail and being incarcerated, I had that mind frame is that what if everything didn't go to part, What if this is my end, What if boxing is no longer boxing anymore when I get out, and it just it was hard to have that type of mind frame. It'll stress you out to where you can't sleep at all. But I went through the tough time, and that was the toughest. But then God blessed me to where I got a 2-year sentence. To I can be able to come back out here, still be young, and be able to do my thing.
Only 27 years of age, 27-0, 24 KOs, pretty damn impressive record. For the boxing fans out there, your fans and the fans of Ann Wolfe and boxing fans in general that saw that story of what went on, tell us what happened and why you're no longer with Ann Wolfe.
See, that situation between me and Ann, I don't feel that it's for everybody to know, But as far as the situation, as far as me getting incarcerated and me doing what I did was because I wanted to protect my family. That's the only reason that I had bought the gun in the first place, and because I was robbed. I was robbed a week before, and I thought about as far as what if the person would have came into my house and did this or did that or robbed me, and my kids was going to be involved. So I thought I need to go ahead and protect myself. I do have a mask on. What if they come in masked? Police going to ask this and ask that, but regardless of what that is, it was the wrong thing to do to go buy one, knowing that I am a felon.
And you pleaded guilty, and you did your time. But on the Ann Wolfe thing, you don't want to speak to that.
No, sir.
Okay, we'll talk about that maybe some other time. I was a big fan of Ann's and did a lot of her fights, and I know that people are interested in that story. But the story now is you. You're back in action. You're talked about by the fans. You're a fan-friendly fighter. There's no doubt about that. What are you trying to work on to improve James Kirkland at 27 years of age as a fighter?
As far as a fighter, the only thing that I want to work on is my defense. Defense, and be able to get my balance down. Being able to not fall into it with shots and stay active. I'm in shape as far as to the point that when I get in there, you're going to see April the 9th because I feel so good as far as my training and how I've been doing the right thing as far as the way I eat, the way I train, and staying motivated. Y'all going to be like, there's no ring rust. He is more than ready to show the world he can be a world champion, that I am a world champion. It just needs to take its course, So
one of the things I was impressed with in one of your fights, maybe it was the Julio fight, that you're always tenacious and you're a very aggressive fighter. But even when you got to me a little bit wild, you sort of at one point gathered yourself, got it back together, and went back to a more effective, aggressive style. Because the only thing that can get you in trouble, in my opinion, is if you get a little too sloppy and you seem to gather yourself. Is that something you're working on, staying really focused inside there despite having that really tenacious style?
That's like I was just saying, that's all dealing with balance and timing. So when you don't have a lot of balance, you fall in. Everything starts to fall. You start to fall this way, fall. So that's what I'm working on now. We're working on balancing, timing, and having more effect on punches. When you got your balance down, your punches are 10 times harder than what they is when you're off balance.
How was it work with Kenny Adams, one of my favorite guys?
Kenny Adams, man, he's very, very smart. I work with Kenny Adams and Chris, and they're really just, showing me everything. It's just working with me every day to make sure that I get this down and get this down, get this down. And one thing that I'm very impressed is, I really don't throw hooks in my fight, as far as feeling good throwing it, so they getting into me where I can throw hooks and all type of things as far as, but feel comfortable and sitting down on punches to where it has a lot of effect,
What do you like most about him as a fighter?
Well, he has just such tenacity. He just wants to annihilate everything that he sees, which is great. He has a great attitude, works hard, trains hard, and he's very motivated. And it's just like a rejuvenation for him. Everything is just like new. It's like it's new coming out. So no, and plus he's a wonderful guy to work with.
You've been in this game a few years.
Yeah.
You've seen a lot of guys, come out of prison like he has. What are your thoughts about him mentally, his focus, and his maturity at this point?
I think it's great, especially his maturity, because due to the fact that he's very humble. He approaches everything with the sense that, hey, I want to do better, and I am going to be better, and he's proven that in a sense, because he just the way he speaks to everyone, and he's very religious. He says prayers before he works out and afterwards, and so you kind of like a guy like that. He's just and like I said, and he still had that meanness about him. He wants to hurt people, but yet still he very respectful once again.
That sounds a little old school. He's like an old school fighter in that regard. In terms of, he brought up something to me that he didn't like before getting with you, to throw the left hook. And you brought up an interesting point to me that I'd like you to share with the boxing fans about. You felt that was a good thing that he didn't throw the left hook in the past. Why so, and what are you doing with his hooks?
Well, the main thing that I saw there is that I'm able to teach him to throw the proper hook. And so many people throw the hook, they don't throw it the proper way. And this way, he wasn't able to do it bad before because he didn't throw hardly a hook before. So now we're throwing the hook correctly and everything is on time. It really is good.
It's a great thing about this game of boxing, that you can still improve and learn so much even when you're 27-0 and 27 years of age.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a lot to learn. Like I say, I'm like only 27 years old. But I've been boxing since I was 6. I feel like I'm an old man to the game.
You had a hell of an amateur career, too.
Yes, sir. 134 wins and 12 losses.
And I think the only thing probably that kept you out of the Olympics is I know you turned pro to try to help your family.
Exactly. That's the only reason, because at the time it was like, hey, man, Olympics can't pay bills. Everybody's hungry. No one has any money, and me, I'm like, hey, I got to help the family. So I instantly jumped right in it. So yes, but I don't regret it. I don't regret it at all. I don't even regret going to jail. Because my jail experience got it to the point I realized a lot of things as far as friends and family and a lot of good things, man. As far as my not saying that I'm a dumb person, but as far as being able to mess with computers and be able to read a lot better, to be able to type, to be able to do a whole lot of different things.
Bernard Hopkins told me more than once it was the most important experience he ever had.
And I got to say that is exactly what he just said. What you just said is the same for me. It's very important what I went through, because I learned a lot. As far as friends, families, and what you need to do as far as life. It's a learning experience for you to sit back and think of everything that's really going on around you. What's more important to you than being in jail,
Well, 2 wins so far this year. You've got the fight on April the 9th, and I know you're looking to be very aggressive and effective in that fight. In terms of your future, there's a lot of talk about you in there with a kid named Saul Alvarez. Have you thought about that fight at all?
Honestly, man, I haven't. I don't get on the internet. I don't know nothing as far as boxing. Like,
you don't watch me on the internet?
No, this is honestly, man. I really don't follow boxing. All I do is train and stay focused on what I do. So when people go on the internet, they're looking up fighters and, oh man, he's good. I leave that to my promoters and my matchmakers. I let them do that. But me, as far as looking for fighters and looking them up, I know nothing about who that is.
How far can he go, Kenny?
All the way to the top. As far as anybody can reach, he'll be able to do that, and he will be a champion very shortly.
When do you think you will be fighting for a world championship?
I'm hopefully by the end of this year or the beginning of next year. Because I'm so ready, man. It makes people look at it as far as me being away, as far as maybe he got ring rust, maybe he's not learning this, maybe he's not doing that. if y'all was here to see me spar, y'all was here to see what I'm about, you'd be like, man, this dude is really, he is focused, man. He's determined to be champion, and I haven't lost nothing, you know, as far as the skill and the style and the motivation, you know, nothing is lost. I just come with better understanding, and I mature from the situation, you know, and there's no way in the world will I allow myself to get back in that type of position. That's why I came out here, where I know nobody, can't get in trouble, and no longer have those same type.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I was thinking about that last night when I was preparing this interview with you, that sometimes it's good to get away from home.
And like I say, man, Austin is a very, very beautiful spot.
6th Street. I've had a lot of fun on 6th Street over the years.
Well, you know what I mean. It's
yes.
Like it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of good people out there. But at the same time, when you surround yourself with negative people and people that are really not about nothing, that's always wanting, when you surround yourself around those type of people, that's what you're going to get. You know, you're going to be in a negative attitude. Your mind may be negative. At the same time, you're trying to grow, but you still bring yourself down when you do that, you know. So that's why I say me coming out here is only going to better me. This is not going to worsen me. So I come to Vegas to make myself a positive role model. So someone sees, oh man, he made the move. What is he doing now? Oh, he got 2 knockouts down. Oh, he's fighting again. Wow, man. I want to have that type of effect on the people and kids that are watching, the kids, other boxers that are like, oh, you see James Kirkland's back. Oh, what is he doing now? And he tells them, so they're like, wow, man, how is he doing? I want them to have that type of passion and be like, man, well, he's staying motivated. So when they hear these type of talks, they know that I'm sticking to my goal and my plan, which is to move forward, to be that boxer, listen to my trainers and doing the right thing, standing around positive people and staying away from drugs and things like that.
All right, well, listen, best of luck, continued success. We look forward to April the 9th. And one thing, I know you don't go on the Internet much, but you got to get this in your brain. InThisCornerTV.com. Say it, InThisCornerTV.com.